first 2 seasons, Bryant got to shoot only 9 times a game. But it has become apparent as time goes on that his legend is depreciated more and more. However,
Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy, Who is Hendo, and we back talking sports. I never did a video on this about Kobe having a definite case, you know what I'm saying, for the GOAT. I might have did maybe like a snippet of this video, but I'm gonna bring this back, bro, and do the whole video. Cause shout out to Scap Attack, probably one of my top 3 favorite dudes to watch. Him, Too Raw, and that boy Ticket when he ain't on that other shit. And then that boy Dreamers Pro probably got one of the best channels out. Shout out to him. And my boy Savage, Basketball Facts. We gonna be doing a live real soon, me and Basketball Facts. That's my boy right there, real, raw, authentic. But I'm one person that believes Kobe always had a GOAT case. Nah, I didn't always have Kobe as the GOAT. I recently just put him above Jordan, really, because the competition and the era is just too much for me, bro. And the skill is just too much for me, bro. I think Jordan beats Kobe in everything but skill and the competition he went against. So, you know what I'm saying? If you like the other side, like you like more about metrics and more about all of that, and I think his 5 was tougher than Jordan's 6. That's why I have him above Jordan. Now, if we talking like just regular, you know what I'm saying, metrics, dominance, you know what I'm saying, then you got skill, you got all of that wrapped into one, is Jordan. But when it comes to competition, nobody faced tougher competition than Kobe. Let's get it.
However, when you evaluate the context of his career, the era in which he played, the competition he faced, and his achievements in that light, it becomes clearer and clearer that Kobe Bryant is not merely one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. He is arguably the greatest. At the very least, he has a prominent seat at the altar of that conversation. And many believe that Kobe Bryant sailed under a lucky star on draft night in 1996 when the Charlotte Hornets selected Kobe with the 13th pick in the NBA draft.
The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant,
only to trade him to the Lakers for the rights of Vlade Divac. But Bryant was brought into an untenable situation in LA, a team that already had 2 all-star guards in Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones. Thus, Kobe was forced to sit, barely playing his first 2 years, as he started in only 8.
People forget that, which is why his points per game is not as high as it should be. If you take those years away, his points per game is like 28 points per game, for real.
Of his first 150 career games, and the prolific run of his own inept franchise. What an idiot! Sabotaging his career began at an early stage and age of his time in the NBA.
And I want to say this: Jordan, Bird, Magic, LeBron, none of them had a Dale Harris holding him back like that, bro. Take him out the game when he make great plays. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sabotage him.
And
LeBron had teammates like that, but he ain't have his own coach doing that.
Overall, in his first 2 seasons, Bryant got to shoot only 9 times a game. Compare this to other all-time great scorers, such as Michael Jordan, who attempted 20 shots a game in his rookie season, as did Allen Iverson in his first year in the NBA. Kevin Durant, meanwhile, shot it 17 times a game, and LeBron James attempted 19 field goals a game as a rookie in order to average just under 20.
What I say, if you give Kobe 18 shots, he probably averaged 25 his first season. He averaged, 8 points a game on 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, so 8 and 15. Give him give him 30 minutes, he probably averaging 17. Nah, Kobe probably averaging like 25. If you give him like the same minutes they got, or the same, my bad, not the same minutes, the same shots they got, If you give Kobe 18, 19 shots, he was only shooting 9 shots a game and was averaging 7 points. So if you give him 18, that boy probably averaging like 23 points, 24 points. I think he averaged like 25 if you gave him that amount of shots.
21 points per game. Kobe, meanwhile, only got to attempt 18 or more field goals in 9 of his first 150.
6.
In
My
those
bad.
9
6. I'm sorry. 6 attempts in his rookie year. And he was averaging 7.6 points. So scrap that. Yes, he would average 25 points if you gave him what Durant got, 17 shots a game. Kobe would be averaging 25. Come on, bro.
9 games, he averaged 19.4 shot attempts and averaged 24
What did I just say? What did I say?
Points per game on nearly 49% from the field as a teenager. Just because Kobe didn't play right away and start scoring immediately didn't mean he couldn't. It meant his clueless coaching staff at the time and his criminally negligent organization were squandering his talents from an early age. Oh, what a loser! Once Kobe stepped into the starting lineup as a 20-year-old, he started averaging 20 points per game. 1 year later, by the age of 21, Kobe was second-team All-NBA and first-team All-NBA defense. Bryant would win the first of his 5 championships that season alongside Shaquille O'Neal. The two of them would go on to make it to 4 NBA Finals over those 5 seasons and win 3 of them consecutively. A feat that has still only been accomplished by one other team in modern NBA history, the Michael Jordan Bulls, who did it twice. Over that 5-year span, Bryant would be named All-NBA and All-NBA defense in all 5 seasons. Additionally, Bryant would lead the Lakers in fourth quarter scoring during 4 of those 5 playoff runs. And in 2 of their 3 rings.
So who was the closer? Who carrying who? Stop it, bro.
Together in 2000 and 2001. Bryant didn't just lead his team in fourth quarter scoring. He led the entire league. Despite these facts, there remain various pathetic implications that Kobe was carried to these finals. But in the regular season and playoffs from 1999 through 2004, Kobe Bryant averaged just 1 point fewer than Shaq during this time. While Kobe also led the Lakers in assists per game, and factoring in Kobe's points assisted as well as assists per game.
What are we talking about, bro? 26, 5 and 5, 27, 14 and 3. Come on, bro.
And factoring in Kobe's points assisted as well as scored, he accounted for a larger percentage of the Lakers' total offense than Shaq, as Kobe scored or assisted on 2,785 of the Lakers' 8,217 points during LA's 4
They love to do that. They love to add everybody else's assists, but not Kobe's.
Finals runs, good for 34%, while Shaq accounted for only 32%. For some additional context, Steph Curry in 4 finals runs, resulting in 3 titles over the 2016 to 2022 NBA seasons, scored or assisted on 2,982 of his team's 9,319 total points, or roughly 32% of his team's total offense. And Kobe was only aged 21 to 25 during this run, one of the best runs in NBA history. But Kobe, knowing he could be even better than just one of the best, decided it was time to go it alone without Shaquille O'Neal. And the inept Lakers franchise decided to sabotage Kobe's career some more. What an idiot! Ultimately moving O'Neal to the Miami Heat for a package that ended up constituting one of the most laughable and embarrassing trades in NBA history. The Heat sent back Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, and Bryant Bryant.
Are you serious?
What?
What?
But in the next 3 years that would ensue, in his absolute prime, ages 26 to 28, Kobe Bryant finally got an opportunity to unleash the full extent of his offensive powers. And after shooting just under 17 times a game for his first 8 full NBA seasons, while other players like Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem just came in the league shooting 19, 20, 22 times a game from their rookie year and on, Kobe finally got that kind.
Come on, bro. He shot literally less than all of them, bro. 17 shots a game, 21 points.
Kind of freedom. And in those 3 seasons, he averaged 32 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 5 assists in what was directly in the heart of the lowest scoring, slowest paced decade in NBA history, as average nightly scoring for those 3 seasons was just 97 per game. Comparing the NBA Kobe was in during this time with the era Wilt was having his scoring eruptions in during the 1960s, where scoring was 115 points per game on average. Even when Jordan had his most prolific seasons in the 1980s, scoring was 109 points per game. And in the current NBA, we have swelled all the way back to 120.
Which is why I have Kobe as the greatest scorer of all time.
12 points a night on average. Kobe was unleashing a scoring assault on the league at the time that had not been seen in over 20 years since Jordan, and he was doing it at a much harder and far less efficient time to score in. Despite the incredible individual dominance at that time, the Lakers totally squandered Bryant's prime.
It's garbage!
As aside from Kobe, LA's core rotational players during this span were Lamar Odom, Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, Chris Mim, Devin George, Luke Walton, and Maurice Evans. These top 7 rotational players combined to make exactly 0 total All-Star appearances ever for their entire careers. And with that roster, Kobe was left to fend against the greatest conference in NBA history, consisting of the Tim Duncan Spurs, the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden Thunder, the Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire Suns, the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks, Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady's Rockets, as well as the Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson Nuggets. This, in addition to the assembly of what many believe to be the first NBA super team out east, the Boston Celtics, who would combine the forces of 3 Hall of Famers in Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. But once the bum Lakers front office got around, what an idiot, to bringing in one serviceable player in Pau Gasol, Kobe would again dominate that NBA landscape. Gasol had made only 1 career All-Star team, 0 All-NBA teams, and won 0 career playoff games in his 7-year career with Memphis prior to the trade.
0.0.
The Lakers, meanwhile, would add nothing else of substance, just that 1 All-Star and no other top 75 players aside from Bryant. And that would be all he needed to make it to 3 more consecutive finals.
I will say that he had Ron Artest added, Trevor Ariza too. 2 serviceable, 2 nice players. But in the grand scheme of things with the superstars and everything, yeah, he only added, you know what I'm saying, with the All-Stars and everything, he only added Paul Gasol.
Finals and win back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. During the 3-year finals run, beginning in 2008, Kobe joined Michael Jordan as the only 2 players to lead the playoffs in scoring for 3 consecutive years, while Kobe also became and remains the only player ever to score at least 600 points in 3 straight playoffs. And he also remains the only player to win consecutive titles without another top 75 player on his team, and all of this despite facing the most difficult competition in NBA playoff history. In that 3-year run, from 2008 to 2010. Of the 12 teams Kobe faced, 11 of them won at least 50 games. For their career,
I mean, he always faced a 50-win team. He never was facing bums or facing underwhelming teams. And if they wasn't 50-win teams, they was 47, 48-win teams.
no one faced more 50-plus win teams than Kobe Bryant. In all, he played 37 50-plus win opponents in his playoff career of the 43 series he played in. That is good for 86% of his total opponents. For context, LeBron James has faced 27 such teams of his 51 opponents, or roughly only 53%.
It's Kobe, and it's everybody else. Even Jordan ain't faced as many teams. He faced 10 less, and he beat a couple of less. LeBron has faced 28. Bird 17, Magic 19. So how could you have any of these dudes say they had tougher competition than Kobe? How can you be the best if you ain't been beating the best as much as the best as Kobe?
Percent of the time. Even Michael Jordan faced a 50-plus win team in only 27 of his 37 playoff series.
Side note, this is the main reason I got Kobe over Jordan.
Or around
and skill.
73%. Accordingly, no one has beaten more 50-plus win opponents in the playoffs than Kobe Bryant's 26. To put this number in further context, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Karl Malone all beat 10 such opponents. Dirk Nowitzki beat 11, while Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Steph Curry all beat 14, with the self-proclaimed king beating only 17. In fact, in NBA history, there have been 4 teams to face 4 50-plus win opponents in a single postseason. They were the 1995 Rockets, the 2001 Lakers, the 2008 Lakers, and the 2010 Lakers. Kobe Bryant was responsible for 3 of the 4, and despite playing in an absolute gauntlet for the entirety of his career, Bryant never had a lead supporting casts himself. In all, Kobe played with only one other All-Star 6 times to make it to those 7 finals. In no season did he have more than one other All-Star on any of those title teams. No other all-time great can say this, aside from Michael Jordan, who played with just one All-Star 4 times,
Jordan, Kobe.
6 finals, and Tim Duncan, who also played with
MJ and Kobe, bro.
with just 4 All-Stars to reach his 6 finals. However, not even Duncan himself was an All-Star in one of those years, and Duncan played with at least 2 other presumptive Hall of Famers in 4 of his 5 championship runs. LeBron, meanwhile, has played with 14 All-Stars to make it to his 10 finals, and had multiple other All-Stars on 6 of his 10 finals teams. Bird played with 10 All-Stars to make it to 5 finals, and Magic played with 13 All-Stars to make it to 9. And both of them played with multiple Hall of Famers in the majority of all of their championship runs. No all-time great, aside from arguably Jordan, had less help than Kobe Bryant, and no one faced more difficult competition. And yet, Bryant made it to 7 finals and won 5 championships in his career. That's more finals appearances than Michael Jordan and Tim Duncan. It's more wins than Larry Bird, LeBron James, and Wilt Chamberlain. In post-merger modern NBA history, the only top 75 players Kobe trails in titles is Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who each got 1 more than Kobe. And in terms of a sustained
Kareem
run,
had way
Kobe
more
was
help.
still at the very top of the NBA in his 17th year in the league. As in the 2012-2013 NBA season, Kobe posted a similar stat line as a then 28-year-old LeBron James, who won the league MVP that year, with per-game averages of nearly 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. But Kobe, in his 17th season that year, outscored LeBron while playing in more games and averaging more minutes. The absurd and while playing in more games in his 7th.
LeBron had 1.3 more assists and 3 more rebounds. Kobe had more points It don't show the steals and everything like that, but that was prime Bron. That was prime Bron. But look what Kobe doing in his 17th season.
17th season that year, outscored LeBron while playing in more games and averaging more minutes. The absurd and incomprehensible minutes in his 17th year, a courtesy of yet again his moron organization that would again step in to sabotage his career.
What an idiot!
This time by effectively ending it with the garbage lineup they surround.
And this is why I'm not a Lakers fan anymore. And will never be one ever again.
Him with.
It's garbage!
And to think, some call the 2012-13 Lakers a super team. Dwight Howard was their second leading scorer that year and was significantly diminished coming off of back surgery that off-season. And injuries would consume the remainder of that lineup, with Pau Gasol declining substantially this year while missing nearly 40 games, and 38-year-old Steve Nash also missing over 30 games. Kobe dragged the Lakers into the playoffs, finishing second in the NBA. And
anybody saying this is a super team is hilarious. When Nash and Howard missed half the season and Gasol was washed.
Points scored in his 17th season behind only 24-year-old Kevin Durant. There would be no excuses, no load management. In the final 7 games of his season that year, Bryant averaged 29 points per game, 8.5 assists, and 7 rebounds while playing 46 minutes per game with the Lakers.
Are you serious, bro? They ran this man into the ground, bro.
Lakers going 6-1 during that stretch, and from out of the playoffs to into the 7th seed. But on April 12th, 2013, Bryant's body couldn't take any more, and Kobe ruptured his Achilles, which in hindsight would be the end of his career, as he would suffer season-ending injuries early in the next 2 years as well, playing only 6 and 35 games before gutting it out for a final 66-game farewell tour in his 20th season, culminating with one of the most surreal spectacles the sport of professional basketball had ever seen, as Kobe's final career game in Staples Center upstaged the Warriors, winning their 73rd game and breaking the 1996 Bulls record for most wins in a single season. Bryant, on no legs, at the age of 37, scored 60 points
greatest last game of all time
in 42 minutes, including 38 in the second half and 23 in the fourth quarter. He scored 15 straight Lakers points in the final 3 minutes of the game to overcome an 8-point deficit and hit the game-winning shot. Only Kobe Bryant. And amid all of the theatrics, all of the heroics, and all of those points scored, Kobe somehow only won 1 league MVP. This despite Kobe having the 3rd most top 5 finishes in MVP voting history.
Now make it make sense. 3rd most top 5 finishes, only 1 MVP. You make it make sense for me.
He is one of only 6 players to have at least 10 top 5 finishes. Kareem had the most, with 15 top 5 finishes. LeBron is next with 14. Kobe has 11. Bill Russell also had 11, while Jordan and Wilt both had 10 each. 5 of the 6 players on this list have all won at least 4 league MVPs, except Kobe, who the media only gave 1. But it's
telling you, it makes no sense. Kobe should have at least 4 MVPs. 03, 06, 09 should be Kobe's. I don't care what nobody say. 03, 06, 09. For real. But they wasn't going to give it to him.
It's difficult to take a media-bestowed popularity award and count it against Kobe, especially when, for the most part, his organization
and then in the playoffs those years, he showed he was the best player.
Was terribly run for half of his 20-year career. While most of the all-time greats enjoy stability, Kobe's career was highlighted by upheaval. In all, Kobe played for 9 different head coaches in his 20-year career, including 8 different coaches in 9 seasons. Kobe faced it all throughout his career, from organizational upheaval to inconsistent and poor supporting casts. He never ran to some other jacked super team. He never load managed. He played through injuries that would have routinely sidelined most players for weeks. He had to sacrifice his own personal stats for the betterment of the team. He prematurely
He did that the first 8 years of his career.
ended his own career. He faced the most difficult competition in NBA history, and he played in the lowest scoring, slowest paced, most difficult era ever. Despite all the obstacles he faced throughout his career, all the adversity and turmoil, Kobe is still one of the most accomplished players ever. He had 15 All-NBA selections, which trail only LeBron's 18 for the most in NBA history. And his 12 All-NBA defensive selections are more than any player ever, aside from Tim Duncan's 15. Kobe is one of only 2 players in NBA history with at least 30,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, and 6,000 assists. He is 4th all-time in scoring, top 3 in most 40, 50, and 60-point games, behind only Wilt and Jordan. He produced arguably the greatest scoring season in NBA history and had the greatest playoff run we have ever seen. He made 7 finals appearances over an 11-year span, and from 1999 to 2013, no one scored more points than him or averaged more points per game, while he also made an All-NBA defensive team 12 times during that 14-year span as the best offensive player in the sport. Quite frankly, there hasn't been more than one player ever who was better. Kobe Bryant, though, was not just defined by the numbers. He was not merely an athlete. He wasn't simply a basketball player. He was an inspiration, a singular force of will, someone who overcame every obstacle in his path, faced down situations that would have destroyed others, and came through the other side of it. His existence was to inspire, to promote everyone to be the best at what they did, no matter what it was. And that is how history will remember Kobe Bryant. It's how I will remember him. And that is the true mark of a GOAT.
And it surely is. Kobe Jordan. That's it.